Okay, so this next reading is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And here you have the Judgment card, which is interesting because recently we just had the full moon, and you can still feel the full moon's energy within 3 days after the full moon. And the full moon this month was in Libra. It was a pink super moon, and Libra represents judgment. So this is the sign. This card, this tarot card, represents Libra, judgment. Scales are being balanced. Scales are moving. And then you got the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups could mean that you're basically reminiscing on... Come on, Catalina. Down. The Six of Cups basically signifies that you could be reminiscing on a past relationship that you've had. You're being nostalgic. It represents like a past love or something in the past. Perhaps you have been thinking about a past love or judging a relationship that you have had in the past. It also means that somebody from the past may be coming around again, right? When you get the Six of Cups, that usually means that somebody's returning, somebody from your past. So perhaps you had someone that you were recently estranged from for some reason or another, some sort of relationship. Or you just, again, maybe thinking about something from the past or judging, making judgment on a past relationship. Or this person from the past might be doing it to you. You know, the energies are fluid, so it could be you or your partner. But for this one, it's going to be you. Spirit, what else would you like Cancer to know regarding this reading? What else would you like Cancer to know regarding this reading? So this is the Queen of Cups. So basically the Queen of Cups is, you know, a woman who's basically established, sits on her throne, has like a motherly energy, right? Can also be talking about having some sort of like grand, like some sort of offering of love, right? Because the cups signify emotion or some sort of spilling of emotion. So please tell us more about her. So this is the Death card, and the Death card basically says that something that has been happening in your life needs to be put to an end, right? In order for a beginning to start, an end has to take place. So in order, what this is basically telling me here, there's some sort of judgment about this relationship, right? And they want to have this ultimate fulfilling, you know, life or experience with you, but something needs to be put to an end before that can happen. Something needs to be put to an end before that can happen, Cancer. It's like there's some sort of situation, addiction, something that's not working, you know. And addiction doesn't necessarily have to be drugs. It can be someone's lifestyle. It can be the way, you know, someone parties. It can be, you know, some sort of habits that they have. Just something that they continue to do that they continue to be judged on, you know. Or some sort of way of being that has to be put to an end. Spirit, what is the advice? Well, let's talk about advice. What is the advice that you have for Libra? I'm sorry. Oh, Libra came out again. Maybe you're dealing with a Libra, Cancer. Or maybe somebody who has Libra in their chart very, airy, communicative, flighty. Cancer, what other advice do you have for Cancer, Spirit? What advice do you have for Cancer during this time? So you have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords comes up when, you know, it's telling you that basically you need to take a rest from all of this. You know, you need to kind of just lay down your swords and relax. This means kind of sleep on it. Not drive yourself crazy, not make, you know, too many decisions. Just sort of sleep on it, right? Now, we're actually going to do some of your, let's do the romance. Let's do a romance angels for you. What messages do the romance angels have for Cancer during this time? What romance message do we have here? Angels, Spirit, please give me guidance for Cancer. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So that kind of goes in with sort of just maybe sleep on it, you know, rest for a while, you know, make your daily affirmations, visualize what you want, you know. It's a great time for manifesting. Also, you know, the full moon is also great for clearing your energy, for doing full moon rituals, releasing what no longer serves you. You know, maybe that's why you have that death card there as well. Or maybe you just need to release this past relationship that you were thinking of, the one that you wanted that Queen of Cups with, you know. Maybe you need to put that to death. We're going to pull some cards to talk about maybe your partner's energy. Spirit, can you give me information regarding the partner's energy of Cancer? What is their partner's energy at this time? What is their partner's energy at this time? You know, maybe this card is also telling you that if you put something, you know, you've been balancing something out, and if you end something and just rest on it, you can have that lover from the past come back and have that Queen of Cups relationship with that nurturing, loving, balanced relationship. Okay, so for your partner's energy, we had these cards that fell out here. So basically, what this is saying here is that they're basically juggling two decisions around, which is, you know, just like the Judgment card, almost in a sense, like trying to find balance, judging something is very similar in that they're basically thinking of something, you know, they have two ideas in their head. They're trying to make a decision about something. And they, you know, it could also mean confusion with money. Maybe there's money that's keeping you guys separate, but I would just say, based on the cards that are all around here, that this would basically have to do with maybe making a decision of whether or not they want to stay in the relationship, still be in the relationship, go back to the relationship with you if you're not together. And again, the Nine of Wands is a card of indecision, you know, not knowing what they want, kind of being undecided, you know. And it's when you have to step out of the situation and take a break and realize more clearly what it is that you want, which also mirrors the Four of Swords here, right? Kind of telling you to relax. So the energies are basically almost very similar for the both of you, you know. And the Knight of Wands, you know, this This message here kind of signifies that you're going to receive some sort of important letter, some sort of important news. It's also, this is one of the only nights in which the horse is facing that way to the left and not to the right. So this is basically somebody who may want to stay and fight for the relationship, right? Who is willing to fight the good fight, kind of maybe not giving up, but they have to take a break out of whatever's happening right now, a break from the situation, and kind of, just juggle their ideas out and think what's right. What does, and let's talk about intentions. What does Cancer's significant other want in this relationship? What does Cancer's significant other want in this relationship? Okay, so we have 3 cards. We'll take them. So that's an awesome card. That's the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is contentment. It's an agreement. It's being financially stable, financially abundant in this situation. Then you have the Strength card, right? And this is like, having the strength to confront yourself and other people. This is also can be the card of, Leo. Maybe the person is a Leo, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But the Strength also mirrors that Knight of Wands here, right? So they want this Ten of Pentacles with you. You see the King sitting happy, the dogs, there's kids around. It's almost like the Ten of Cups, which is, stronger in a love reading. But this card talks about, financial stability also, some sort of security, and having the strength to do that. And you can see here you have the Knight of Wands, which, I also said was someone who's not willing to give up, right? So here you have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is, somebody like a younger person who, it can signify a younger person. The wands can signify some sort of fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, again, just like the Strength card. But, they're basically thinking about what they want in their life, and perhaps that person maybe not near you. Maybe you guys don't live together. It's usually a card of, traveling overseas, but it can just be a body of water that separates you, or it can just be literally that you don't live in the same house right about now, and maybe they want to come see you, right? It signifies some sort of travel, like they want to be with you. Perhaps at this time they're not able to be with you and in your presence right now, but that's what they want in terms of intention. Okay, so we're not saying that's going to happen. That's just the intention. What is... Let's talk about what messages do your partner or your significant other, what messages do they have for you using the Romance Angels? Okay, so this is the romance of a lifetime. This is the true love card, and it's so interesting because it mirrors your card as well so much, calling in your soulmate, saying that, whatever you can do to bring you guys together, it will. So perhaps at this time, I think what the cards may be truly saying is that you just both need to kind of rest, take a break, figure out what you want. Something here on this end, on your end, Cancer. And again, it can be reversed. The energies can be reversed. But I think that what may be holding all of this up, of having this fulfilling Ten Pentacles, Queen of Cups relationship, is that there's something that has to end. Whether it is another relationship, another person, your thought, something has to end. There's something here that has to end, that's stopping. And you know what? Look at that. What came up? Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. I'm going to put that right up here by the Death card, because something like that has to end. And remember earlier I said there's something that has to end. It could be addictions. Now, like we said, addictions can be going out too much. Addictions can be working too much. You can be addicted, to many things. It's not necessarily drugs, it's just a habit, something that is halting this relationship from moving forward. So that codependency on your end in terms of the messages they have for you is very clear that, love is here and they think that this is a love of a lifetime, but there's something that has to be put to an end. We're going to do one card for the shadows and light. And let this be, your clear, your overarching message for the month of April. Let's see what the energies pull for you and what I get from this. Spirit guides and angels. What card do we look for? So here we have the Candy Cane Angel. Now, this card usually comes out when there's something that you've been depriving yourself of, right? It says it's time for a treat. That treat can be anything. That treat can be self-love. It can be something that you really need to start to see about yourself. It's connecting you with the self-love and the self-worth ideas that you hold back from giving to yourself, right? It's also telling you, like, you know what? It's time for that, for you to not feel guilty about giving yourself that pleasure. It's a card that basically comes out when it's telling you it's time to give yourself whatever you've been putting off. If there's something that you have been working, I don't see this regarding luxuries here. This can also relate to, like, when giving yourself a treat when it comes to something materialistic. But I don't see that in this reading. I look at her eyes and it's something that she's feeling really sad about. Something that she's been holding back from giving to herself. Something that she's been putting off, It can be some sort of denial, right? And I don't know, maybe like denying yourself of this love that you really need to give to yourself. Maybe you need to put yourself first, Maybe you forced yourself to be without them, but it's necessary for you in order to grow, to step out of this idea of this consciousness of lack and into this consciousness of I deserve, and grant yourself that lovely moment in this luxury of love. Let this be the card that says, like, this is the grand entrance into your life. And if this has anything to do with whatever you need to put to death, whether it's the lack of love that you have for yourself, being codependent on someone, needing someone, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's affection, kind of step out of that and be your own person. Be your own independent person that demonstrates self-love, self-worth, and be able to emanate that energy in your life. And maybe when that happens, all of these ideas of love here and ultimate fulfillment will fall into place. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Cancer.